So you've recorded all your bonds. You've got a nice little, family account list with all your bonds on the right-hand side. One cool thing you can do is actually order them. So first of all, just a sidetrack, you can also order by balance, the same way we're going to do bonds. And I can click plus, for example. And what that's going to show me is that's going to show me the largest bond that I have at this particular point in time. Okay, so for example, this Lopez family has a $500 bond, so they came out on top. I can also see who has the smallest bond if I wanted to. So anyone with zero, and then therefore $22 and so forth. Okay, so that's one really cool thing you can do. Now, why you might want to do that, I'm not too 100% sure. There might be a reason, but we do have that there. And the other thing I wanted to let you guys know is if that is something that obviously appeals to you, you can actually then export this data as well. So depending how you want the export to look, obviously you can filter it by account names like we normally do. The default sort by will filter it alphabetically by the account name, by balance, by bond, whatever the case may be. And then you can actually scroll down to the bottom of your family accounts list and you'll have this export button here as well. Okay. Now, one thing to note is you can export the data as of a particular point in time. Okay. And if you ever use this as of date, just remember to always use the following day. So if I want to know the balances and bonds and everything as of the 31st of May, let's go back to this year. So 30th of what was before? Sorry, I've lost my April. Yeah, good work, Peter. So 30th of April. What I would do is I would just run the report for the first, okay? Because the closing balance of one day is the opening of the other. So what we've done is we basically go by the day after, and it shows us the closing balance of every period before that date, okay? So I choose the first, for example, and I can export that. If you just want to export the data that is right here in front of you right now, just click the export button and don't put in a date, just delete the date, export that data, and it comes into Excel, and you'll be able to see those columns there as well, okay? Awesome. So we've got our family accounts. Now, you might have had a period of time, especially when you're first starting up or coming into OWNA or whatever the case may be, you might have had increased fees and you're getting more bonds from your families or whatnot. So one thing you can do is you can actually run a bond report. So off the family account screen, we have a quick link at the top here called bonds. You can actually click that bonds button and it will bring you to what we call the bond report, okay? Now you can run this report from any period of time, okay? And oh yes, of course. And then because I don't have any information, what I'll show you is a photo. And when you do that, what's going to happen is when you run your period, so in this case, I've done it from the 4th of January to the 13th of May. So I just wanted to see pretty much everyone this year that's given me a bond or any bond transactions that have happened. Okay. Keep in mind, you should always be recording them as I showed you earlier so that they appear on this report here. Okay. One more note just before I get into the ins and outs of it is that this bond report is picking up any changes to this bond section here, not on the family account screen and transaction screen, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay. So basically we'll show you, like, how before I added 450. So I'll show you the 450 and then we remove 250 as well. It'll show you all those individual transactions. So you can see from a bond perspective, what your total bond balance is for all your families for a given period of time. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to point that stuff out for you guys. And it also shows you the date. It will show you the account name. Okay, I blacked it out obviously because it's confidential data, and also the comment. So all of that information that I put before for the Adams family will appear here. The comment when I said, 2 weeks bond for 3 days or whatever I said, and then returning child A's bond, all of that comment will come here as well. So you clearly see what each of these line items is relating to, and you'll be able to see when it happened. And I believe, don't quote me if I'm not right. If it's not done, I think it's something that's in the works. I believe we can export that as well. What have I done? I've clicked out of it. Because I can't run the report, I can't confirm. But yeah, if you can't export it again, you can just copy the paste into Excel. But I think it is something that someone has mentioned, so it's something that's on the development team's mind. Okay, but yeah, basically you'll be able to extract that data as well if you needed to.